The sleek black car glided into the sprawling driveway 3 hours ahead of schedule. Hiroshi Tanaka stepped out, his polished leather shoes clicking sharply against the stone path. He hadn't informed anyone of his early return, not his assistant, not the house staff, not even his son, Kenji. Hiroshi wanted to witness the unfiltered reality of his opulent Tokyo mansion when he wasn't around. For weeks, an uneasy feeling had gnawed at him. The house felt altered, the staff behaved oddly, and Kenji, his wheelchair-bound son, barely met his gaze anymore. "I own every inch of this estate," Hiroshi muttered under his breath as he approached the grand entrance. "So why do I feel like an intruder?" He turned his ornate key slowly, ensuring silence. The vast mansion was eerily still. Loosening his silk tie, Hiroshi stepped inside, his pulse quickening. Something was amiss. Then he heard it, laughter. Not the forced chuckle Kenji offered during lessons or the polite smile he gave his doctors, but genuine, unrestrained laughter, the kind Kenji hadn't uttered since the accident that claimed his mother and confined him to a wheelchair. Hiroshi's chest tightened. He followed the sound, his steps hastening down the marble corridor, hands trembling. Was he imagining it? Kenji laughing so freely? The sound grew louder as he neared the living room door. Pushing it open, Hiroshi froze, his blood turning cold. There, on the plush carpet, was a girl about Kenji's age, crawling on her hands and knees like a playful horse, her dark hair swaying with each movement. She wore a vibrant orange dress that swished as she moved. Perched on her back was Kenji, gripping her shoulders, bouncing with the widest smile Hiroshi had seen in 2 years. Kenji's eyes sparkled with pure joy, his cheeks flushed from laughing so hard. "Faster, Amara, faster." Kenji giggled, squeezing his legs around the girl's waist. But what stopped Hiroshi's heart was the sight in the corner, Kenji's wheelchair, abandoned, as if it held no significance. Heat rose to Hiroshi's face, his hands clenching into fists. This was wrong, utterly unacceptable. His son, his cherished heir, was riding the daughter of a maid like some animal. It was humiliating, beneath their status. "What is this?" Hiroshi's voice thundered through the room. The girl, Amara, halted instantly. Kenji's smile vanished. Both children turned to face the furious man in the doorway. "Papa," Kenji whispered, his voice small and frightened. "Get off her this instant." Hiroshi stormed forward, his face flushed with rage. "What do you think you're doing?" Amara gently helped Kenji slide to the carpet and stood, her orange dress wrinkled and smudged. Her wide brown eyes brimmed with fear. "I'm sorry, sir," she murmured, her voice trembling. "We were just playing." Hiroshi's laugh was cold, cutting. "You think my living room is your playground? You think my son is your plaything?" Amara stepped back, tears welling. "No, sir, I'd never." Silence. Hiroshi pointed a shaking finger at her. "You're a maid's child. You have no place in this room, no business touching my son." Kenji's face paled, his eyes darting between his father and his friend, confusion and fear swirling within them. "But Papa, we were having fun. Amara makes me feel, I don't care what she makes you feel." Hiroshi's voice roared louder. "Look at yourself, crawling on the floor like an animal." Those words struck Kenji like a blow, his lower lip quivering. Amara took a brave step forward, her body trembling. "Please don't yell at him, sir. It was my idea. I just wanted Kenji to smile." "Your idea?" Hiroshi turned his furious gaze on her. "You think you know what's best for my son? You think you understand his needs?" "I understand he's sad," Amara said softly, her voice steady despite her fear. "And when we play together, he's not sad anymore." Something twisted in Hiroshi's chest. This insignificant girl, a maid's daughter, was challenging him in his own home about his own son. "Kenji doesn't need friends like you," Hiroshi spat through gritted teeth. "He needs proper companions, children from respectable families, not." He eyed Amara with disdain, "not this." Then Kenji did something astonishing. Using the couch for support, he pulled himself upright, his frail legs trembling but holding. His small hands balled into fists, mirroring his father's. "Stop it!" Kenji shouted, louder than Hiroshi had ever heard. "Stop being mean to Amara." Hiroshi stared, stunned. His son was shaking, not with fear, but with anger. "She's my friend," Kenji continued, his voice breaking with emotion. "She's the only one who doesn't look at me like I'm broken." The words hung heavy in the air. Hiroshi's heart skipped. Broken? Was that how Kenji saw himself? Amara reached for Kenji's hand. "You're not broken," she whispered. "You're perfect just the way you are." Hiroshi watched as Kenji's face softened, gazing at Amara as if she'd given him the greatest treasure. In that moment, Hiroshi realized something devastating. This maid's daughter, in her wrinkled orange dress, had given Kenji something his wealth, doctors, and tutors never could, his smile. But Hiroshi's pride held firm. He couldn't admit it, not yet. "Both of you, upstairs. Now," he said, his voice quieter but laced with menace. Kenji's eyes filled with hurt and disappointment. "You don't understand anything, Papa," he said, reaching for his wheelchair. But then, the spark in his eyes dimmed, and Hiroshi saw he'd extinguished it. Yet the true shock was still to come. Kenji didn't move to his wheelchair. Instead, he stood on his trembling legs, glaring at his father with fiery defiance. "No," Kenji said, the word sharp as a blade. Hiroshi blinked. His son had never defied him. "What did you say?" Hiroshi's voice was dangerously low. "I said no, Papa," Kenji replied, his voice growing stronger. "I'm not going upstairs, and Amara isn't leaving." Hiroshi felt his face burn. "You will do as I say, young man. I am your father, then act like one." Kenji shouted. The words hit Hiroshi like a physical blow, forcing him back a step. Where was his obedient son, the quiet boy who never caused trouble? Amara stepped closer to Kenji, her hand finding his. "It's okay," she whispered. "I can go. I don't want you in trouble, see?" Hiroshi pointed at her. "Even she knows her place. Why don't you?" Kenji's face crumpled, and then he began to sob, not quietly, but with loud, angry wails that shook his small frame. "Because I'm tired of my place." Kenji screamed. "I'm tired of that stupid chair, of tutors who treat me like I'm stupid, of doctors who poke me and say I'll never be normal." Hiroshi opened his mouth, but Kenji wasn't done. "And I'm most tired of you." Kenji's voice broke. "You look at me like I'm glass, like I'll shatter if I have too much fun. Amara doesn't do that. She makes me feel like I'm still me." Amara squeezed Kenji's hand, standing firm despite her fear. "You don't understand what it's like," Kenji continued, tears streaming down his face. "Every day, I wake up and remember I can't walk right, that Mama's gone, that everything's different. But when Amara plays with me, I forget all that. For a little while, I feel like a normal kid. Why do you want to take that away?" Before Hiroshi could respond, hurried footsteps echoed from the hall. Amara's mother, Nia, rushed in, her dark hair disheveled from kitchen work, her apron dusted with flour. Seeing her daughter holding hands with a crying Kenji while Hiroshi loomed over them, her face paled. "Oh no," Nia whispered. "Amara, what have you done?" "She didn't do anything wrong," Kenji yelled, turning to Nia. "She's the best friend I've ever had." Nia looked at Hiroshi, her eyes wide with fear. "Sir, please forgive my daughter. I'll take her away. She won't bother Master Kenji again." "Good," Hiroshi said coldly. "That's exactly what's going to happen." But Amara stunned everyone. The timid girl found her voice, looking directly at Hiroshi. "No, Mr. Tanaka," she said, her voice trembling but resolute. "I won't apologize for being Kenji's friend," Nia gasped. "Amara, you can't speak to Mr. Tanaka like that." "Why not?" Amara asked, tears in her eyes. He's being cruel to Kenji. Kenji's sad all the time, and when I play with him, he's happy. What's wrong with that? Hiroshi stared at this bold girl, a maid's daughter daring to challenge him. What's wrong is you're filling my son's head with foolish notions, making him think he can run and play like other children when he can't, but he can. Amara retorted. Maybe not the same way, but he can. He's smart, funny, and brave. He just needs someone to believe in him. I believe in him. Hiroshi roared. No, you don't. Kenji screamed back. You believe I'm broken. You believe I need to be protected from everything. Nia stepped forward, trembling. Please, sir, don't punish the children for my daughter's boldness. She means well. Hiroshi scoffed. By letting my son crawl on the floor like an animal? By making him think this game is suitable for someone of his standing? His standing? Amara's eyes flashed. What about his happiness? Doesn't that matter? Hiroshi was speechless, shocked by her audacity. Kenji wiped his nose and looked at his father with the saddest eyes Hiroshi had ever seen. Papa, do you know what it's like to have everyone treat you like you're fragile? Like you'll break if they laugh too loud around you. Hiroshi's throat tightened. Kenji, I'm trying to protect you, from what? Kenji asked. From being happy. From having a friend who doesn't care that I can't walk right. From feeling normal for 5 minutes. Amara nodded, her courage returning. Kenji tells me things, Mr. Tanaka. He tells me how lonely he is, how he misses his mom, how he wishes people would stop looking at him with pity. He dreams of running and playing like other kids. When we play, those dreams feel real, even for a moment. Nia gently pulled at Amara. Amara, please stop. I can't, Mama, Amara said, tears falling. Kenji's my friend. He makes me laugh, tells me stories, helps me read. He's the kindest person I know. Why should I pretend I don't care about him just because he uses a wheelchair? Kenji looked at Amara with such affection that Hiroshi's heart ached. She's right, Papa, Kenji said softly. Amara doesn't see my wheelchair first. She sees me. When was the last time you did that? The question lingered like a storm cloud. Hiroshi truly saw his son and realized he couldn't recall when he'd stopped seeing Kenji as his vibrant, curious boy and started seeing only his limitations. His pride, however, held him back from admitting it in front of the staff and this bold girl who had become more vital to Kenji than he was. This conversation is over, Hiroshi said through clenched teeth. Nia, take your daughter to your quarters. She is not to return to this wing, no. Kenji cried. You can't do that. I can do whatever I want, Hiroshi said icily. This is my house. Kenji's face crumpled, but then he did something extraordinary. Letting go of Amara's hand, he took a wobbling step toward his father. Then maybe I don't want to live in your house anymore, Kenji said quietly. The word struck Hiroshi like lightning. His son, his only child, would rather leave than lose his friendship with a maid's daughter. Nia gasped, Amara's eyes widened, and Hiroshi felt his world tilt. You don't mean that, Hiroshi whispered, his voice faltering. I do, Papa, Kenji said, his chin trembling but his gaze steady. If Amara can't be my friend, what's the point of staying here? I'm already alone. Those words hit harder than anything Hiroshi had ever felt. His son felt alone in a mansion filled with people paid to care for him. Hiroshi stumbled back, collapsing into a leather chair, feeling small and powerless for the first time in years. Kenji, he said softly, you have everything a boy could want, top tutors, the best doctors, toys worth more than most earn in a year, but I don't have a friend, Kenji said, his voice breaking. Someone who likes me for who I am inside. Amara stepped forward, despite Nia's gentle pull. Mr. Tanaka, she said softly, Kenji is the bravest person I know. When I was scared of the storm last week, he told me stories until I wasn't afraid. When I struggled with a word, he helped me read it. He's not broken, he's wonderful. Hiroshi looked at this girl with messy hair and a wrinkled dress and saw what Kenji saw, pure friendship, untainted by pity or sadness, like the way his wife, Aiko, once looked at Kenji before the accident. Memories flooded him, Kenji at 5, darting through the garden, chasing dragonflies, laughing uncontrollably, Aiko lifting him, spinning him until he squealed, then the crash, the hospital, Aiko's hand growing cold in his, Kenji hooked to machines, the doctor's words, spinal injury, may never walk normally. Hiroshi had vowed to shield Kenji from all harm, but that protection had become control, imprisoning his son. "Oh God," Hiroshi whispered, head in his hands. "What have I done?" Kenji took another shaky step. "Papa, are you okay?" Hiroshi looked up through tear-filled eyes, seeing not the wheelchair or the injury, but his brave, lonely boy. "Kenji," he said, voice thick with emotion, "I'm so sorry. Sorry for making you feel broken when you're not, for making you feel alone when you shouldn't, for caring more about protecting you than your happiness." Kenji's eyes widened. His father never cried, never apologized. "I thought keeping you safe would make you okay," Hiroshi continued. "But I was wrong. I wasn't keeping you safe, I was keeping you from living." Amara stepped closer. "Mr. Tanaka, does that mean Kenji and I can still be friends?" Hiroshi looked at her and saw what Kenji did, a kind, courageous girl who cared only about his son, not his wealth or limitations. "What's your favorite thing to do with Kenji?" Hiroshi asked gently. Amara's face lit up. "We read stories, draw pictures, and pretend we're explorers in new worlds. Kenji has the best imagination." Hiroshi's heart ached. When had he last asked about Kenji's imagination? "And you, Kenji," Hiroshi said, turning to his son, "what's your favorite thing about Amara?" Kenji smiled, his first since Hiroshi's return. "She makes me feel like I can do anything. When I'm with her, I don't think about what I can't do, I think about what I can." Nia stepped forward, holding Amara's hand. "Sir, my daughter would be honored to remain Master Kenji's friend, if you permit it." Hiroshi rose, walking to where the three stood, their eyes hopeful yet nervous. Kneeling to Amara's level, he said, "I owe you an apology. You've given my son something I forgot how to give." "What's that, sir?" Amara asked softly. "Joy," Hiroshi replied. "You've given him back his joy." Amara's face broke into a radiant smile. "Really? I can keep being Kenji's friend?" Hiroshi nodded. "But I have one condition." Kenji's smile wavered. "What condition, Papa?" Hiroshi grinned, his first genuine smile in years. "That you let your old dad join in sometimes. I've forgotten how to play, and I need teachers." Kenji lunged forward, hugging his father so tightly Hiroshi nearly toppled. "Really, Papa? You'll play with us?" "Really," Hiroshi said, hugging back. "I want to see the world through both your eyes." Amara clapped excitedly. "We can show you our game where Kenji's a brave samurai and I'm his loyal steed." Hiroshi laughed, a sound he hadn't made since Aiko's death. "A brave samurai? I like that. What does he do?" "He saves people," Kenji said eagerly, "and goes on adventures, never giving up, even when it's hard." Hiroshi looked at his son with fresh eyes. Kenji was a samurai, fighting daily battles, his body, loneliness, a father who didn't understand, and winning them alone. "You know, Kenji," Hiroshi said, lifting and spinning him as Aiko once did, "you're the bravest samurai I've ever met." Kenji giggled, that pure laughter sparking this journey. "Does this mean no more boring tutors all day?" "Well," Hiroshi winked, "maybe we'll balance tutors with fun. Amara, can you help ensure Kenji gets both?" "Yes, sir," Amara said, bouncing. "I know lots of fun games." Nia wiped a tear away. "Thank you, sir, for seeing their special friendship." Hiroshi placed a hand on Nia's shoulder. "Thank you for raising such a remarkable daughter. She's taught me more about fatherhood in one day than I've learned in 2 years." As the sun set through the grand windows, Hiroshi realized his true wealth. He owned corporations, estates, cars worth millions, but the most precious treasure was in his arms, laughing with his best friend. Kenji's happiness outweighed all his riches. He'd nearly lost it, forgetting that love isn't about shielding someone from everything, it's about helping them soar. What would you do as Hiroshi? Choose pride or your child's joy? Have you ever learned that protecting someone means letting them spread their wings? If this story moved you, like this video and share it with someone who needs a reminder of what truly matters. Subscribe for more heartfelt stories proving love and courage can come from unexpected places. Comment below, what's the biggest lesson from Kenji and Amara's friendship? We read every comment. Remember, life's greatest treasures can't be bought, they're earned with an open heart.